This is absolutely awesome. This is the first time I've had an opportunity since the book came out to meet with local leaders. It's been an amazing journey for me. I've been doing Skype and GoToMeeting around the world, dealing with people in Malaysia, people in Australia, people in England and Ireland. And it's amazing how the diamonds in the backyard could be overlooked if we don't slow down enough to focus on what we're doing. So I want to let you all know how much I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Nate wrote the foreword to the book. He was actually very instrumental in making it happen. And we don't have time to go into all the stories behind the story, but someday I hope to spend time and do a dance card with each one of you to learn more about what you're doing and how I can help. So we're just going to get right into the material. We're going to dig into that intense focus that we hear so much about and kind of rock and roll here. So how many people here belong to a power team? 65%. How many people belong to a contact sphere? Okay, here we go, right? Everybody belongs to a contact sphere. Does that make sense? You see the little chart on the front, the diagram?
Did everybody get the handout?
On your handout. So originally, when people come together in a networking or any organization, we try to get organized, don't we? We try to find patterns that we can work together around to synergize. And so contact spheres is the most obvious way to organize a group of business people. How? By their profession, right? And so that's what we have, industry groups that are being called contact spheres. And this went on for many years in Dr. Misner's books, and as Nate pointed out, power teams began to get into the vernacular. But what is a power team? Well, we're going to keep it simple today. I have interviewed hundreds and hundreds of BNI leaders from around the world, people who have rolled out their own power team programs and have had different levels of success with power teams. And invariably, there's two key elements that distinguish a power team versus a contact sphere. And you can see this on page 1. What is a power team? The key differentiation is mutual commitment. Okay? An increased level of commitment to build the business of your networking partner. The second is an increased level of networking activity. Increased commitment, increased activity. And so what we're doing with the book, Money on the Table, is how many people have read a book in the last month? Started and finished. Pretty good group, and that's why you're all leaders. Okay? I'm going to bet that your chapters, who knows what the percentage is of people that have started and finished a book within the past month. Less and less as time goes on. How many folks have watched videos in the past month? About everybody, right? So we're in the process of transforming Money on the Table, the book, into Power Team Certified, the training system. And we'll talk a little bit about that at the end and what that's going to look like. But I just want to get right into the material and get you on page 2. Okay? I get very excited about seeing opportunity and connections that are being commonly overlooked. And I see it everywhere, particularly in BNI chapters. And once we unlock the key, we can get into the magic word. What's the magic word? Momentum. Oh, I didn't hear you. What was the magic word? Momentum. Momentum, right? Okay, well, what drives momentum? Bottom line, I'll tell you what it is, referrals. Okay? If there's money changing hands, retention goes up, doesn't it? Yes. When retention goes up, you get more visitors. People are excited. When everybody's excited, the conversion ratio goes up. It's all about referrals. Now, with Power Team Certified, the first goal is to generate referrals for one person in your chapter. And I'm going to show you how that works. But right now, I want to unveil what really is the differentiated value. We have some business coaches in the room. Anybody who's a business coach or a trainer? Okay. One of the things when we're helping people with marketing is what's your differentiated value? Why should people care? What's your unique selling proposition? And what's your target market? So one of the key elements, one of the differentiated values of Money on the Table is that we've taken 6 common life cycle events. Things like people getting married, people having babies, people building a business, people relocating, people getting healthy, and identified the various referrals that can be generated across contact spheres. So let's see what this looks like. On page 2, you see a table, right? And in the left margin, you see the 6 contact spheres, starting at the top with business services, right? And down at the bottom, health and wellness. Those are your contact spheres. Across the top, you see the 6 key situations, right? Mine didn't come out, so the first one you have there is
getting married.
Getting married. So what I'd like for you to do is go ahead from top to bottom where you see the numbers, circle those 4 numbers in that column under getting married. Circle that column, okay? So you see the number 1? The number 1 means that getting married is the number 1 key situation for the event services contact sphere. They can generate a lot of referrals from people getting married, can't they? Right? The caterer, the florist, that group. It's their number 1 target market. Let's take a look at the bottom of that column, and we have what? Health and wellness, right? Mm-hmm. And above that, real estate finance. Let's think about real estate finance for a moment. If people are getting married, are they typically going to be interested in protecting their new spouse with life insurance? Mm-hmm. Of course they are. How about planning for retirement? You bet. Now imagine if the financial planner and the insurance agent have really gotten to know the caterer and florist. They've invested their time and energy and got to know how to build their business, how to create referrals for them. 2 different industry groups, right? But can you imagine if every time the caterer finished up a wedding contract and said, now that we've planned your special day and it's going to be perfect, I'd like to tell you about my networking partners who specialize in helping newlyweds prepare for their life together, particularly Bill, the insurance agent. You guys get the idea? Okay. How about people getting married, buying and selling property? Does that happen? Can you imagine if every time the florist did business with the customer, they said, I'd like to tell you about my network, and since you're getting married, just question, are you planning on buying or selling a house? Because I need to tell you about Mary, my realtor. Right? Okay, what we're going to talk about now is systematic visibility on taking the guesswork out of referrals. If you look across the top on the 6 key situations, I want you to draw a circle on the column that represents the key situation that generates the most business for you. Go ahead and draw a circle around the column. Would people getting married be your best prospect? People getting healthy? I know we have some Melaleuca people here, right? Getting healthy might be your number 1 target market. Business builders, okay? What's your number 1 target market? I don't have enough time to go into how the other contact spheres can relate to your business. It's all in the book. And I have some other resources that I'll tell you about. Is this making sense? I want to kind of check in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you see how that would unlock relationships that you might be overlooking? So my work is done. I'm out of here. Okay. All right. So let's go to page 3. All right. Now, one of the reasons why power teams flounder is because the chapter doesn't have an easy-to-duplicate system that's at the right radio station, right? WIIFM, what's in it for me? Okay? People are being told, build the group first. Well, what's in it for me? You'll get more referrals if you build a group. What we're doing at Power Team Certified is let's generate referrals first. Okay? Let's generate referrals first. So how do we do that? We have 4 levels of a power team at the top of page 3, beginning with Power Team Boot Camp. Okay? Power Team Boot Camp is a very simple series of exercise where we help you do 2 things. We help you articulate your differentiated value in a way that's easy to repeat. Okay? We're in the business of putting words in the mouth of our networking partner. We're in the business of putting words in the mouth of our networking partners. The more simple and compelling we can make our differentiated value, the more powerful they'll be as a bragging buddy for us. So the first thing we do, help you articulate your differentiated value in a way that's easy to repeat. What's the second thing? We help you describe your target market in a way that's easy to recognize. I'm Lee Abraham. I'm a realtor. If you know somebody who needs to buy or sell property, that'd be a great referral for me. How's that? Pretty lousy, right? Okay. My name's Lee Abraham. I'm a realtor, and I love helping people who are getting married bring their lives together, get top dollar for the home they're selling, and buy their dream home together. So if you see somebody getting married, that would be a great referral for me. I can describe my target market in a way that's easy to recognize. So the first stage of power team development is boot camp, and we have forms that make it very duplicatable. We have the 10 key question worksheet and the connector to creator worksheet. I won't get into what they do, but it's very simple and it helps align your mission statement and your strengths with your networking partners. The second level of power team development is bragging buddies. Okay? This is where most of your BNI chapter members are going to be. We all know the 80-20 rule, right? 80% of the people in your group are going to be at the bragging buddy level, where they've got 1 or 2 people that they've done a boot camp with, and they're going to institute systematic visibility, which is the final thing we're going to cover. Okay? The point is that rather than rolling out a power team of 6 to 9 people from the beginning, what we're doing is we're encouraging groups of 2 people or 3 people to get to know each other and start generating referrals today. Once that's happening, that group of 2 or 3 form together with another group of 2 or 3, and they form a power team. Okay? A lot of reasons why we do it that way. Power team pioneers is that third level, when those bragging buddy clusters of 2 and 3 come together to form a power team and work their way through the roadmap. Finally, an advanced power team has worked their way through the power team roadmap, and now they go into the chapter and begin to systematically promote all of the other people in the network who have a relevant product or service. Okay? So if the target market is people getting married and there's a massage therapist, the massage therapist can be relevant by giving a gift to the bridal party, or to be doing neck massages, chair massages at the reception. The security home person can be relevant by providing protection for the spouse. So what we do is we start to look in the chapter, who's relevant, how do we promote them? I'm going to finish this up, buckle up your seatbelts for the last 4 items here, because I see Nate giving me the sign. Okay? 4 levels of systematic visibility. The question was asked earlier, what's your chapter doing? What are your networking partners doing? I'm going to make it quantifiable for you. There's 10 levels of systematic visibility. We're going to look at 4 today. First one is called transactional. Okay? How many of you have your business card organizer with you? Right? You're all leaders. So you folks know how to use the business card organizer. You're getting done with a transaction. You're doing business with someone. Now that we're done, I want to tell you about my network, right? Systematically do that every single time, and you'll generate referrals. That's the first level of systematic visibility, using your business card organizer. Number 2 is situational. Situational. Remember we talked about the 6 key situations? Get in the habit. Somebody's getting married, building a house, building a business. Recognize that as one of the 6 key situations, and then ask a trigger question. And I'll give you 1 trigger question. What's your biggest challenge with your key situation? Oh, there's a new baby coming? What's your biggest challenge with getting ready for the baby? Whatever it is, it's probably a referral for somebody. Okay, we have other trigger questions. So I'm up to reverse visibility, level 3. This is a technique where we get together with our bragging buddy and we do a profile exchange of our clients. These are my clients, and I don't have time for a good solid example here, but the point is, by showing our clients to our networking partners, talking about what business they're in. Are they married? Do they have kids? Do they have health challenges? What's the next big event coming up for them? By doing that, our networking partners can see opportunity for themselves that we might not see because we don't know their business as well as they do. And I can give you examples for that. Finally, the 4th level of systematic visibility, and one of my favorites, because it's so easy to track. It's so proactive, and it's so quantifiable that it's mind-blowing. It's called the annual review. And this is where your networking partner or you picks up the phone, calls your database, and says, I can do a better job by staying in relevant, ongoing communication with you. I want to find out what's new in your life. Would it be okay if I asked you a couple questions to find out, because I have a network who can save you time or money on some of these things? Are you buying a house? Referral for Bill. Somebody getting married? You guys get the idea, right? Those are your 4 levels of systematic visibility. There's 6 more. There's a whole bunch more, but we're out of time. And so, real quickly.
Online resources?
Online resources, yeah. I do a webinar every Saturday from 1 to 2. Absolutely free, no obligation. I love talking to people about their business category, their chapter, and building the network within the network. So you're all welcome to join me every Saturday from 1 to 2. The URL is there, and then we'll be rolling out Power Team Certified. It'll be launched at the International Conference, and we'll be having more information on that going forward. So with that, I appreciate your time and wish you happy networking.
Yes.